Yeah, thank you. And this isn't for your average everyday bride. It could be. You have to have a lot of strength in yourself to be able to pull something like this off. But you know what? If you take pictures of this, you know, you may show it to them. Nobody's going to probably come in your store and say, I want this really long wire structure with these orchids in it. Not going to probably happen. So let me tell you what you can do. How you can get corporate business too, and how you can get referrals. Make your own album, like remember I mentioned with your phone. Go to a company like Shutterfly.com or there's local people, I'm sure. There's many places that you could go and upload your pictures online and make your own albums. It's just the best way to go. Inexpensive, for under $50, $50, $60. You can have a beautiful album of your own material, take pictures of it, show people what you do, and then you're going to be able to sell it. So, so this is going to be just a little bouquet. We got these really great Cymbidium orchids that, or not Cymbidium, I'm sorry, Calio orchids that are really fun, and I thought we would add these to this wire structure. I took a little bit of aluminum wire and just wound it around and then kinked it. I don't really like straight lines and things. I mean, I like to, when I'm working with wire, if I want it to be symmetrical, I'll use a vase or something like that. There's all kinds of dowel rods, things that we have that you're able to make really cool shapes if you want them symmetrical and round or square. But if you want them to be sort of abstract, you need to kink them up somehow by crimping them or doing something, because if you leave a lot of straight lines, it's just kind of boring. It's more dynamic to have a little bit of line going on. And so that's what I did here. I just kinked it up a little bit. So let's take a bouquet holder, which the only thing I did to it is I soaked it and I added just a little bit of beads. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to take these camellias, maybe a little bit more beaded wire off by here. This is the iridescent color, which is really cool. It doesn't come in the small beads; it only comes in the big ones. So why that is, I don't know. But okay, we're going to stop right there because I'm reaching for those points that just kind of tangle. Add a little bit more. Again, you've got mechanics here because it's wire. So all I need to do really is intermix it with the other beads and maybe twist it together. And I'm just covering the surface area. If I had a little bit of angel hair wire or something, I might want to add that, or you could add a little bit of foliage. But you know, I've got this pretty well covered. Let's add a little bit of regular wire. I spray painted this silver, by the way, before I soaked it, just to take the white color away from it a little bit.
Frank, somebody asked me just before the show, they were concerned that if they spray painted that is the paint fast with plastic, or is there any danger that it will flake off? You know what, there probably is, maybe a little. If you scratched it, it probably would come off a little bit. You know, anything like that, I would recommend trial. Do a dry run. It's really important. Whenever you're doing anything, I think it's important to do a dry run. When you're doing any event work and you have a concept or an idea, you have to do a dry run first, even if it's not a full arrangement, but that's what I would definitely try. But you know, something like spray painting loamy dishes, I love that. I think that is awesome. I'll take different types of spray paint, and I've even did different like effects with paint on the loamy dishes, but you spray the inside of the loamy dish, not the outside. Then you don't have to worry about that, because the outside looks like a perfectly formed plastic, beautiful surface with the color coming through it. So it's really cool. You can get any color you want. So, okay, so let's put it in our holder here. Frank, if I could say something, you know, as I look at that, I'm thinking like homecoming time. If you donated the bouquet for the homecoming queen at the local high school,
there you go,
and you did something like that, wouldn't that be all the buzz? I mean, everybody in the area would know, wow, your shop did the most incredible scepter bouquet for the homecoming.
Exactly. I think that would be awesome. You wouldn't necessarily need to make it that big. Now, you could. You know, like I said, if people are talking about you, it's a cool thing. I am going to do something kind of unconventional here because I don't have floral tape. I thought I brought floral tape, but that's okay. We're gonna, you know, we're problem solvers. Isn't that what we do? We do this all day long. We solve problems. And so I'm gonna take some U glue. Told you it's good for everything. Oh, you know what? Even better. Let me use some of this vinyl tape. Aha, there you go. Probably don't need this much. These are really coming back into vogue. They kind of they were passé for a while. We didn't use them as much in our industry, but they were a huge thing in probably the 30s, 40s, 50s. They were huge. Everybody had cabinet corsages, and they, I think, are coming back with a vengeance, and it's just really a cool thing. We're getting all kinds of great color varieties, and we're seeing more and more of them in a lot of different types of design work. So. And things like this, you really want to order in advance. I mean, it's great to be proactive about everything. I mean, that's one kind of mantra that I've been working on in my life, trying to deal with, and especially in the floral industry. I just keep telling myself I want to be proactive, not reactive. And so things like this that I can get ordered in advance, I know they're going to come for hopefully, unless maybe the supplier doesn't have them or something, which occasionally, you know, it's just, we deal with a natural fresh product, and that's going to happen. But I try to order as early as I can in order to make sure that I get what I need, and I don't have to scramble at the last minute, because I'm sure you guys are the same way. You get really tired. You get really, at the last minute when you're dealing with things, you just get mentally and physically tired trying to put all of this last minute stuff together. So as much as you can be proactive and get things ordered and you know, so forth, it just really makes a lot of sense. Now I'm putting a wooden pick on this cabinet. Any flower like this that has a big head, if you're going to push it into foam, you need to be careful, because this big head is going to pull this out. I could use a floral lock, of course, but any big flower like this, you can put a wooden pick on it, and it's going to swell in the foam, and it's going to really stay put. And I would do this for a lot of different odds and ends, depending on what I'm working with. But you have to put the stem into the floral, the holder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at an angle, cut the stem at an angle, and then I'm going to cut the wooden pick maybe a little bit longer than my orchid. Pick's a little bit longer than the stem. Pardon? Pretty much, yeah. And then I'm going to push both of them down in here. Are hopefully going to stay put, right? You know, I'm not going to entirely finish off this, but I'll tell you what I would do if I could take the time. But we'll get the general gist of how this is going to look. I think that's a great idea to send this to prom. That would be awesome, because you know what? The prom queen would carry this. Without, there'd be no doubt the prom queen would carry this. So, because of the prom queen. So, now what I would do, you're going to see my mechanics here. It's not finished. Maybe afterwards I can finish it off. But normally what I would do here is I would put a little bit more wire around this holder. So it's going to show, but it's not going to be really obtrusive. And I would also cover all of this by using maybe some angel hair wire, which is another Smithers product, or some foliage of some kind, maybe more beads. We could wrap beads. You could use some ribbon up in here to cover this up. But I mean, it's just really, really interesting, really different, and just kind of unique. So I thought I would start out with this before we go to the bouquets, and give you a little demonstration with this wire. Not for everybody, but hey, I mean, we have to stand up from our competitors, right? So, okay.